Yeah, from the top there.
Hi and welcome everyone here today. This is Declan Hannon, All-Ireland winning captain 2018. Do you ever get tired of hearing those words, All-Ireland champion?
I don't think so. I suppose it was 45 years Limerick were waiting to win an All-Ireland, so it was obviously a great honour for myself and my family to be given the captaincy for Limerick this year, and I don't think we'll get tired of them for too long anymore.
What did you do when you started playing hurling?
I was only 4 or 5, I suppose, out the back with my cousins and brothers and stuff like that in primary school. It's called Joseph, the boys' school in Adare. So probably similar to a lot of people who are involved in sports. You kind of start when you're able to walk and talk and everything like that. So you kind of took it from there, and it's been, yes, it's 4 or 5 trying to win the All-Ireland and getting there. So it's nice to do it this year.
You're obviously an inspiration to young kids. Who was your inspiration growing up?
Thanks. My inspiration was Anthony Daly from Clare. Obviously, I don't know if you know him or not, but he does the analysts on the Sunday game now. I always used to admire him. And then, obviously, I'm from there, and the likes of Brian and Mark Foley and Donny Sheehan and Conor Sturgeon and all these guys were, lads that we always looked up to. It's good to have role models from your own community to be able to see in the streets and like at mass or anything like that. So there's always it's nice to have a connection with them like that.
Playing with your old school, Arts and Greece, was probably your introduction into playing with Adare and then on to Limerick. As most of us here can relate, how did you balance school life while being serious about hurling?
Yeah, it was hard. I mean, with our school, it was fun. I actually played Blackwater a few times in Hartcourt and D9 competitions, and just a lot of training going on at the time, but there's a lot goes on outside the sports, so you have to kind of balance it as best you can in terms of doing your study and trying to put the leaving cert done or junior cert, whatever it is. And yeah, it was tough. We'd always great teachers who, if you needed a bit of time to study for exams, they'd always be very accommodating, as I'm sure your teachers are the same here. And there's always people to help. So all we have to do is ask. I think a big thing for students is to be confident enough to ask your teacher if you need a hand, or ask one of your friends that could give a dig out here or there, or whatever it is. So, don't be afraid to ask questions.
What was it like being 16 and playing senior, scoring 116 against Newtown's 100 in 2009?
Yeah, I don't know. Brian was playing as well, so he was the same. Brian was 36, I think that. But yeah, I suppose that was my first year playing senior with Adare, and again, the likes of Brian and Mark Foley and all those guys were there, so it was nice. They obviously were a massive help to me growing up, and that day was, I don't know, just one of those days where things go right for you. But look, there's been a lot of days where things haven't gone right either, so you have to take the good with the bad, and it's probably all about how you react to the bad times more than the good times, because it's tough when things aren't going so well for you, but you just have to keep going and going, and then you'll have your good days as well.
Is there anything you would say to your 16-year-old self if you could go back?
Probably to put a bit more effort into school and study and stuff like that. I remember doing a science test and I got 12% in it, so probably try and do a bit more work in school. But no, look, I mean, we had great times in our school and really enjoyed it. And when I was 16 years of age, growing up and having fun in school and studying and playing with the team was brilliant. And great memories from that time as well.
Do you look back on every match trying to learn from your mistakes, or do you try and focus on the next?
Yeah, I suppose you always have to look back, and there's always things you can improve on. And we'd always, this year, we'd always watch a video of the games and go through different things that went right and went wrong. And this year in the All-Ireland semi-final, we can see the 3 goals and 32 points. So usually you don't win games like that, but this year we did. So obviously we weren't too happy after conceding that much. So you have to learn from things, and like exams and stuff like that. If you do bad in exams, there's obviously a reason. And I did poorly in plenty of exams, but there was a reason behind that. It was obviously just not putting in the effort. So so you have to obviously look back to go forward and put in a bit more effort, and that's it.
How did you react when you were appointed captain this year?
Yeah, I was delighted. John Kiley rang me around maybe this time last year, and if we're getting a phone call from the manager at this time of the year, it's either good news or bad news, or you're on the pen or you're getting dropped. So yeah, it was a surprise, to be honest, because I suppose I was young, like 25 years of age, and look, to get the phone call off John was great, and it was obviously a massive honour for myself and my family and friends and my club. So yeah, but the lads, the rest of the boys at the Limerick panel made my job so easy. They're brilliant and very dedicated, and you know, we had great fun as well this year. So look, I don't know if I'll be captain next year or not, but it was a nice year to get it anyway.
In 2013, when he won Munster's first title since 1996, did you think you were then on your way to being All-Ireland champs, or did you try not to get caught into that?
Yeah, I suppose that year was strange. I suppose Limerick hadn't won anything in so long, and then they won the Munster Championship, and like Limerick went bananas, and you know, all the talk was Limerick went over in the All-Ireland, and it probably affected us a bit too much. And like then we went up to the All-Ireland semi-final and got well beaten by Clare in the day. And you know, it's funny, like you win the Munster final, you all of a sudden have loads of new friends, and then you lose the next game and they're all gone, like, you know. So you very quickly learn who to trust and who your real friends are and things like that. So yeah, that was a tough kind of year, because you went from such a high to such a low in a short space of time. But again, like, you have to kind of brush yourself down and kind of go at it again and keep going.
What do you think was the biggest factor that changed we coming into this year's underdogs to coming out as All-Ireland champions?
Yeah, I don't know. Last year we played 2 championship games and lost them both, and when you compare to this year, it's a totally different scenario altogether. Probably, like, there was great unity this year, and I'm sure similar to yourselves, whoever's involved in teams, and you know, if everyone gets along and everyone's singing out the same hymn sheet, it makes it a lot easier. And you know, if there's a couple of players who aren't really working the way they should be, well then it'll fall apart. And you know, I think that was a massive thing this year for us, was just everyone was working really hard. Like, it was tough going, but everyone was again enjoying it, and you know, everyone working for the same goal, and you know, that was probably the main difference.
What was your favourite thing about playing for Limerick? What is your favourite thing about playing?
Just the pride in playing with your county and representing your county. I mean, Limerick's a real passionate place when it comes to sport, with hurling and football and rugby and everything. No matter what's going on, they'll always get behind the team, and you know, running out in the grounds or in Crow Park wearing the Limerick jersey was always a dream of mine, and to be able to do it now kind of for the last number of years has been just brilliant. And again, like, at times it's tough, but I always kind of look back and say, when I'm smaller, I love playing GA, so you know, when it gets hard, I kind of go back to that. So yeah, it's just kind of a sense of pride when you're playing to county.
Was there any Limerick team or like club that you thought was the best in sport?
Yeah, well, obviously my club Adare have been fantastic. They were very successful for a few years, and when Brian and the lads were playing with them, I was first introduced in 2009, and we won the county, and I thought it was going to be like that every year, but we haven't won one since. So you know, my club and all the clubs in Limerick have been fantastic in supporting the county team this year, and you know, a lot of the supporters in Limerick have gone through years when you know, it's been tough for them going to matches, and you know, getting tickets and all that are expensive, and it's hard when Limerick aren't winning and different things like that. So we've had unbelievable support from all the counties, or from all the clubs. But I think we went back to Adare, my club, on the Tuesday night, and there was maybe 10,000 people there after the All-Ireland on Sunday, which was amazing. Like, they had a truck or whatever in the old primary school, and we were all in that, and it's just thousands upon thousands of people there. And so it was that was a sight I'll never forget anyway.
We can only imagine the hard work you put on to training weeks leading up to the All-Ireland final. Give us an insight as to what it was like in regards of training, eating, making time from it.
Yeah, it's hard to juggle it all. Like, I'm working as well. A lot of the lads are in college, so they're on their summer holidays. But like, Seamus Hickey has a good job. He works at GPA as well. Like, he has 3 kids under the age of 4 years of age, and a wife and everything like that. So it is hard to juggle it. But like, we probably train 5-6 nights a week, and the All-Ireland was probably the 2 weeks out was tough, but in the week of it was very, very enjoyable. And you know, that was one thing we wanted to do this year, was to have fun and enjoy the occasion, because especially in Limerick, like, you don't get to All-Ireland finals every year or every second year or anything like that. Hopefully it'll change, but who knows, like. So it'd be great crack. Like, the Thursday night before the All-Ireland final, we were training, and all of a sudden an ice cream van drove into the middle of the field, which is, you know, how harmless are we, like, when we're getting excited seeing an ice cream truck coming in for us at the end of training. But you know, our management team were great, and they always, you know, wanted us to have a bit of crack as well.
Is there any player that you'd love to play with for a challenge match?
Yeah, probably like in Waterford, maybe Ken McGrath was obviously an unbelievable player. He had a great career. He was a real warrior. So probably him from days gone by, and at the minute, like sort of obviously Austin Gleeson and Joe Kenny and all these lads. And the standard of hurling has gone through the roof over the last number of years. So there's a whole pile of players that you'd love to play with, but I wouldn't change any of my teammates at the minute anyway.
Do you believe that a team that work well together is the key to success, or do you believe that it's more about support, management and facilities?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's down to the unity in the group, and like we 36 players on our panel, and then there was another 30 maybe involved in the backroom team, which is, you know, is massive, but it takes a lot of effort and a lot of things to go right off the field as well as on the field. So again, like I think this year we just everyone's singing that same hymn sheet and working so hard for each other, and you know, everyone's helping each other out as well. If things were tough on the field, and help each other out, but as well if things were tough off the field for anyone, we'd hope that we were always there to support them. Like similarly in school, like if you're struggling, that you'd hope your friends are always going to be there for you. So that's kind of the way we went at it this year.
Is there anything you changed about your team going into 2019?
Obviously, like we'll have to improve again from this year to try and win it again next year. Just kind of, I suppose, the X on our back now. Like we're the team to be knocked, and you know, there's it's so competitive the hurling championship, and it continues to be that way over the next number of years. But I don't know, at the minute, I wouldn't change the whole point. We're just kind of enjoying it all at the minute, and you know, it's quite busy with the Lee McCarthy Cup going around to different schools and things like that. So it's all new for us, and we're just kind of embracing it. So at the minute, I wouldn't change it.
Going into 2019, would you like another All-Ireland with Limerick or one with Adare?
Yeah, we take both. Like if they're going, to be honest, they're not easy to come by. I suppose with Adare, we're kind of at a rebuilding stage. We've lost a lot of players over the last number of years, and we're quite young, but you know, there are a good group of lads there as well. And you know, in time, hopefully that'll be fantastic for the club to get up to Crow Park. I mean, Pearson have done it for a few years, and at the Limerick team as well. So there's no reason why Adare can't do it. And obviously, the aim for next year with Limerick is to win the All-Ireland again.
And would you ever think of going to the board of management?
I don't think so. It's a very thankless job. So it's like unless you're successful, I mean you're there to be shot at, and it's tough. Like you want to be cut out for it now, to be honest. But like John Kiley's our manager, he's very good. Like he's very strict and very tough, but fair. Like you know, it takes a certain kind of character to go into management. Maybe in a few years' time, but I don't know. It's a thankless job anyway.
Mr. Foley, you obviously knew Declan as a boy playing and growing up. Did you ever spot any potential or talent before he came into the limelight?
Well, just for the record there, 2009, Declan got 114 against the world champion. I wasn't 36, Declan, I'd say I was about 26. No, it's some achievement.
Is that your underdog here?
No. Just for the record, I'd say I was 31, I'd say. I was lucky enough to play with this. Well, he's a man now, but he was a 16-year-old. We were playing Newtown, but we lost that game below Park and Queeve. Like some achievement in 13. Two O'Connors were playing. I think they went on to win the Munster Club. But Declan always had that bit of class, right? I'd be a great believer in hard work would always win out against talent, but it helps when you have the talent. And to the 2 points Declan got this year against Galway in the first half, he just came out. Minimum force, just stroking the ball over the bar. Very great pair of hands. He was very talented. I have a good story. I don't know if you remember Declan in 2002. We beat a hand in the county, and there was a custom back then. I don't know that locally when you win the county championship, you go around the village in your car hanging out from the windows. And I remember there was 3 brothers Declan. I think your father Joe asked me would I take the 4 of you. So I took the 4 lads in an old 96 Astra. It was fairly run down. There Declan was hanging out of the roof there and nearly fell off around 7, 8 years of age. Like, you know, do you remember that, Declan? Yeah? Okay. Obviously it's great. 16 years later, here we have an All-Ireland winning captain. So to answer your question, Claire, yes, he had the talent, but again, he put in the hard work with it, and fair play to him.
Does anyone have any questions?
Just 2013 he was on about there, you mightn't know here, Blackwater Tunes. This man here behind you, he got his revenge in 2014, but Mr. Crowlin would have been playing that day in Limerick in 13, weren't you, Mr. Crowlin? Did we come in here? And I'm sure if If you have any questions, Mr. Ring, I'm sure might have a question or two as well.
Declan, you were in art school recently. Students, yeah?
Yeah.
How important was that to your development? I know obviously Adare would be most important to you from a club perspective. How did your hurling benefit from being in art school reach?
I suppose being in art school was like the first time you kind of played against other teams from different counties and schools from different counties, and like art school reach was always kind of a rugby school before a few of us kind of went in there, and when the likes of Nicky O'Connell from Clare and Derek Hall and things, that's kind of started it off, and some brilliant teachers in there as well that kept it all going. But I suppose the standard of hurling in schools is unbelievable, like, and then in like the Rice Cup competition and Dean Ryan and the Heart of Cups so obviously it brought us all on to this, like the world of good, so they playing to that level, and you kind of find out quick enough if you're up to the standard or not. Like, it's kind of sink or swim when you're playing in the Heart of Cup, and you know, we've lots of battles with Waterford's colleges over the years as well there, and you know, it was a real kind of milestone for us to reach to win their first ever Heart Cup not so long ago, which has definitely benefited me massively.
Any more questions from the audience? There's a lot of hurlers camogie players here, I see. Anyone?
Oh, it's quiet.
Come on.
I have one other one actually, Declan. Is it Claire Curran? Or
Caroline, yeah.
Caroline Curran. A lot has been said about her contribution this year. If you were to single out the difference that she made to you, in what way could you emphasise that?
Caroline Curran was our, like, I won't say psychologist, but our like sports performance coach, and Caroline was more off the field stuff, because as I said, like, people have a lot of things going on off the field, then like everyone sees what happens in the match day for 70 minutes, but you know, a lot else goes on in the background where, like, there could be some problems at home, or you know, you just don't know what's going on in people's lives. So Caroline was always there for a chat. Like, that's basically, she was going around and walk around the pitch with a couple of players and have a chat, and if anyone was feeling down or just something was on their mind, and maybe the smallest thing ever, like, I might have had a bad day at work, and you would come out feeling 100 times better after talking to her. She was just fantastic. She was really good at focusing in on just the small things that, you know, other people would miss. So yeah, she made a massive difference this year. She was really excellent. I hope she stays on next year. I don't know all her stories, but she's been involved with 4 county teams and she's won 4 in Ireland, so it speaks for herself. So it does.
In a well-being week, lads, it's very significant, you know, somebody like that at the back around, keeping an eye on things and being there and support and so on, a bit like your teachers and tutors and things like that around the place, your heads. Very important role. And I know Claire would have got huge credit afterwards from individual players, which is great to hear. Yeah. Did you play with Andrew Shaughnessy?
Yeah, the first year I was on the panel, he was just finishing off kind of. So obviously he was an unbelievable player. I remember watching him in an All-Ireland semi-final in 2007, I think, against Waterford. Jeez, he was unbelievable. He scored 12 or 13 or something like that. Obviously he was diagnosed with an injury to retire very early, like, for himself, you know, which is obviously disappointing, but you know, a real kind of hero of men as well. Like.
Okay, Declan, just to thank you so much for taking the time to let the ladies do the interview with you. I want to thank the 3 girls who are absolutely fantastic, Claire, Leanne and Ali, and thank Mr. Foley for facilitating it, Mr. O'Connor for bringing the Future Leaders programme to us, and Ms. Ahern for bringing Mr. Declan to the School for Wellbeing Week. And thank you to everybody for your attention. You were fantastic. So thank you.